Today, Baba is talking about sorrow and happiness. And Baba says, Baba is the remover of sorrow, bestower of happiness. And Baba shows us the path to happiness. And then Baba tells us that we also need to show the path of happiness to everybody. Now you see that what is happiness? So happiness is dependent on four things. So there are four aspects of happiness: health, wealth, peace of mind, and good relationships. So if there are all these four things in a person's life, then we would say that that person is happy. So if there is good health, and not the good health of the temporary kind, but permanent good health, where there is no fear of being diseased. Yes, right now we are in a world where even if somebody is healthy right now, there is this constant apprehension that I might get sick tomorrow. So, or there could be a disease tomorrow. So that is not happiness. That is temporary happiness. Then we also need a happy mind. So when the mind is full of happy thoughts, happy feelings, without any trace of worry or stress or any other negative emotion, then that is what you call a sign of happiness. But you see, there could be nobody who is that happy in his mind right now. Then there is good relationships, because we are living in a society, in a family, and if relationships are not good, and if I am not in harmony with the other souls around me, then that becomes a cause of sorrow. And right now, because of the karmic bondages, we are always placed with those who are absolutely different from us. So, everybody is good and fine, but then when you are living with somebody who is the exact opposite of you in his sanskars, then that becomes a cause of sorrow. Because when there is no harmony, and when two people are very different, it becomes very difficult to strike harmony. And that is why there are no good relationships. And if you look at, any family, any group of people, so they are in conflict with each other and in harmony with other people. Yes, so let's say there's a spouse, there's a husband and wife, a couple, and then the wife would say the husband is not a good person, and the husband would say the wife is not a good woman. And then there are other people who really like them individually. So you are not in harmony with each other, but you are in harmony with other people. And that happens because that is how we are placed when we have karmic settlements. So you are not placed with bad or good people, but you are placed with souls who have the exact opposite sanskars as that of yours. And then you cannot be in harmony with them. And then fourth thing is wealth. So even when there is no wealth, there cannot be happiness. So wealth or prosperity, because you need resources and you need physical, financial resources, and that is also a sign of happiness. And Baba says that right now we are in a world of sorrow, but the question is the soul designed to belong to the world of sorrow? No. The soul is the child of God. The soul is the child of the ocean of happiness, and the soul belongs to a world of happiness. But then why are we in a world of sorrow? Because we lost our spiritual powers. So when the soul depletes, and the most important virtue or the founding virtue of the soul is purity. So when the soul becomes impure, when the soul loses its purity, that is when we end up in a world of sorrow. And this relationship between purity and happiness is something that only the ocean of knowledge explains to us. Because, in the whole world there is this mystery around sorrow, that everybody is saying that we are doing our best, we are not making any mistakes, we are not giving any sorrow, but then why are we unhappy? So because we don't understand the difference between purity and impurity, we don't understand what vices are, and we think that vices are normal and natural, and we celebrate becoming vicious. So when there is a marriage, we are celebrating somebody going into the path of lust. And we live in this world where vices are considered normal, natural, and celebrated. And because of those vices, we are sorrowful, and this is a secret that nobody knows. So Ravan has, so Ravan kills our intellect, and the intellect is not able to discern between virtues and vices. And the soul starts believing that these vices are my original nature. And lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed is normal and natural. And this is how Ravan brings us into this world of sorrow. And then that is why we need the ocean of knowledge. Why is Baba called the light, the might? Why is Baba called the remover of sorrow, bestower of happiness? Because Baba gives us the knowledge about virtues and vices, and Baba tells us that the reason for our suffering is impurity. And then Baba says, if we want to change, if we want to go back to a world of happiness, we have to become pure. And purity is the only method to be removed from sorrow and go to a world of happiness. So you see, there are three things. There is the world, then there is souls, and then there is Baba. When the soul becomes impure, then the soul starts depending on nature, and the soul starts pursuing happiness, pursuing material acquisitions, pursuing, health, wealth, prosperity, pursuing everything on the external world. Because the soul, when the soul becomes impure, then the soul becomes a beggar. And when the soul becomes pure, so when the soul's frequency is raised, when the soul's consciousness is raised, when the purity of the soul is raised, then the soul automatically attracts everything from nature. It doesn't have to work hard, it doesn't have to, it doesn't have to pursue happiness. Happiness is what comes naturally. And all the four things, health, wealth, good relationships and peace of mind, or happiness of mind, we attract when we are in purity. And this whole paradigm shifts. So when the soul is powerful, nature serves the soul. And when the soul is depleted, the soul begs to nature. So this is the equation that the soul creates with nature of being a beggar when the soul is impure. And this is why Baba says that I come and tell you the reason for sorrow. The reason for sorrow is impurity. So Baba tells us very categorically that purity is the mother of peace and happiness, and impurity is the mother of peacelessness and unhappiness. And then Baba says, I make you pure. And what is the first method to become pure? So knowing that Baba is the purifier and remembering Baba, that is the method to become pure. And when you become pure, you make pure choices. Yes, I will tell you from my own experience, I have felt that when you just make an effort to remember Baba, then Baba's company starts purifying you. And the more you remember Baba, the greater purity you have inside. And then what happens is, you are automatically not drawn towards impure food, impure thoughts, impure company. You don't like all that naturally. And even with, so earlier, I used to have this capacity to think about wasteful matters, So I could think about, what other people are doing, or all these waste thoughts. But as I started remembering Baba, I lost that capacity to create waste thoughts. And, I could naturally not think a lot about the wasteful matters of the world. And these days, I don't know, I can't even hear. So even if somebody is talking about some wasteful stuff, it doesn't register in my head. Because that's what purity does to you. It doesn't, so you need the power of yoga. You need the power of purity to make better and purer choices. So our path is not hut yoga. We are not ascetics trying to control our senses through medicines and, through a lot of effort. We are, when we draw power from Baba, when we fill ourselves with the power of knowledge and remembrance, then naturally, your taste in thought, your taste in food, your taste in company, your taste in what your intellect is drawn towards, all of these tastes will start changing. And you will not like anything impure as you liked it earlier. And even about food, your tongue and your body will start rejecting impure food. You will not like it. So your body will yourself tell you that this is not the kind of food it wants to eat. And that happens through the power of yoga. And this is why, we have a lot of disciplines, but those disciplines are not such that you have to kill yourself to follow those disciplines. Those disciplines are a natural byproduct of a yogi life. So when you practice soul consciousness, when you practice remembering Baba, then the power of purity that you fill yourself with, it starts changing your choices. It starts changing your taste. And you're naturally not drawn to the impure stuff of the world. So Baba says that this is how you become pure. And Baba says that purity is the mother of peace and happiness. And you must also, not just become pure, become eligible to go to a happy world, but also show everyone the path to happiness. And the path to happiness is purity. The path to happiness is knowledge and yoga. And if you don't teach anybody knowledge and yoga, then you cannot make them happy. Although, we think that I can make somebody happy, So people think that we can give happiness to somebody. And people try to do that, they try to distribute blankets, give food, or, fulfill somebody's desires. So you're trying to do all of that. But that cannot make the person happy, because any soul will be as they are. So, even if you do something for them temporarily, okay, for some time they will feel it. But then until and unless they work on themselves, they change how they resonate as a soul, they cannot belong to a world of happiness. So Baba says that this is the path to happiness that you have to show everybody. Now let us ask ourselves very sincerely, even with the people you say you love a lot, have you shown them the path to happiness? Because you see, we think that those people who we love, or those souls who we are attached to, we think that making them happy is my responsibility. Yes, and then we try to make them happy through many ways, cooking their favorite food, buying their favorite stuff, fulfilling their desires, or talking in a language which they feel comfortable listening to. We do all of this stuff, but then that is not the path to happiness. And on the contrary, if you give a lot of temporary happiness to somebody, then they become dependent on you, and their capacity to become happy is reduced significantly, because now they are sourcing it all from you. So where is their capacity to be happy? So this is why, it's very important that you understand that the only method to make somebody belong to a world of happiness or make a fortune of happiness is to teach them knowledge and yoga, or show them the path for this knowledge and yoga. And Baba says we need to give happiness. So, and Baba says give happiness through thought, word and act. Mansa, vacha, karmana. So through your mind also show the path to knowledge and yoga. So when you are in a place, create an atmosphere which which enables every soul to feel the power of knowledge and yoga. So inspire everybody with the environment you create. So that is showing them the path to happiness through your mind, and then through words also, or through messages and other stuff. Try to tell them to join the course, or to undertake the course and understand knowledge and practice yoga. And then through your actions also. So when you meditate, when you attend class, when you follow spiritual disciplines, then you are also showing other people the path to happiness. And I will tell you one incident. There was this one girl, and she came early in the morning, 6 o'clock something. At that time, the center was in the second floor, and then she climbed the stairs and she came. And when she came, she was very much in urgency of taking the course. She said, I want to start the course today, now. So I said, okay, we will start the course, but why are you in such great urgency? What is the matter? So then she said that yesterday I was in a marriage function, and then in that marriage, in that whole environment, there was a theft which happened. And the gold that we were supposed to give to the groom's family, it went missing. And then at that time there was so much chaos. And then there was this one couple who just, as soon as they came to know about the theft, they were very close relatives of the person whose gold was stolen. And as soon as they came to know about the theft, they sat in one corner of the hall and they started meditating. And other people, they were all running around looking for stuff. And then the police came, and finally the gold was recovered. But I don't know, in that whole scenario, I just had this feeling that this recovery of the gold has got everything to do with this person meditating. And I had that feeling that, just by sitting there and doing what they were doing, which I didn't understand, they were bringing about this whole thing that, that the gold was recovered. And in that deep feeling, I went and asked them, what were you doing? And they were wearing white in the marriage function, and they told that, we are BKs, and we both, husband and wife, practice this path of meditation, and you also can learn it when you go to a center nearby, or online, or whichever method you want. And then this girl, she came running to take the course. So you see, sometimes you don't even need to speak first. You need to just create an atmosphere through your yoga, and through your discipline, through your acts, you can show somebody the path to happiness. If you show somebody the path to be a Raj Yogi, you are showing somebody the path to happiness, because this is the only path to happiness. And Baba says that be that person who shows the path to happiness through your thoughts, words and deeds. And then not just with thought and word, but also with deeds. Because you see that people see you more than they hear you. And if your actions are not knowledgeful and your actions are not that of a yogi, then you will not be able to inspire anybody to have a Raj Yogi life. So you need to be serving everybody through your thought, word, and deed. And you see, if you have shown, let me give you a very clear context. You see, sometimes you are living with souls, family members, Lokik family, and then there are little children in the family. And you know, just by getting up early in the morning or having the discipline to attend the class or taking notes in the class or churning or cooking in Baba's remembrance or offering bhog, and just by submitting your chart in the night or attending the quiz, so you are showing them the path to happiness. And if they just did these little things, they would be happy. If somebody just got up in the morning and sat in silence and remembered Baba, they would be happy in Sangam Yug, and they would create the karma to be happy in Satyug. And you can show that path by just doing that. And and what we have felt, if you look at this whole yajna, this whole Baba's family, so many brothers and sisters, they have surrendered their life in this yajna, and they are creating their fortune of happiness. And how did they create their fortune of happiness? Not just through words. So yes, we are getting classes and we are getting, lectures and we are getting the murli, but also the power of thought, the power of a pure environment, and then the power of good deeds, the power of leading your life according to Srimad. So when, let me give you a very simple example which is very practical. So when a new sister comes to a center, I tell you, never has it been in my life that I have ever told a sister to get up at Amrit Vela. Never through words. When we get up at Amrit Vela, she does that automatically. Maybe in the beginning she would sleep sometimes, but then slowly, gradually, she will get up early in the morning. And in the center, let me tell you, we are ready, fully ready by 5. So, we have done everything and we are ready by 5. The yoga is finished, meditation is finished. We have, we have taken bath and everything, dressed up. We are ready by 5. And more so by sometimes by 4:45, 4:30 also we are ready. And every new sister, she also starts adopting that lifestyle. And we never have to tell her that you should also do this. And this is the power of, thought and act. So you don't have to always speak. Of course, when somebody is at a distance, you inspire them through words, or you share your experiences and you tell them the importance of Raj Yoga. But then those who are living, those who matter are usually around you. And then they can see you and they can feel the atmosphere you create. And if you want to give them, so you see, it is our heart's desire to give them happiness, right? We want them to be happy. The biggest blessing that we give somebody is be happy, khush raho. So we are always giving this khush raho or be happy. That's the kind of blessing we want to give everybody. And the only method to make them happy is teach them a Raj Yogi lifestyle. Teach them how to belong to Baba. Because you get happiness is the product of good karma. And a good karma is the privilege of a powerful soul, a pure soul. If you're not pure, if you're not working on your inner state, you have impurity inside, you may want to do good karma, but you can't do it. You can't even send a good wish to anybody. You can't even create a positive thought in a situation. So this is why this is the only method to happiness. And how can somebody do wrong karma and be happy? Think negative and be happy. You can't be happy. You can't be happy in the mind. You can't be happy with your life. So Baba says that this is the method to be happy, and Baba says make everybody happy on Shrimat. So Shrimat tells us this path to be happy and make happy. Everybody else will tell you happiness, the path to happiness is through somebody's stomach and this and that. Give them good food and they will be happy. Yes, give them good food, they will be happy. But also fill that food with Baba's vibrations by cooking it in Baba's remembrance, and let that food remind them of Baba. And when they do that, then when you offer bhog to Baba and you serve food, then they also remember Baba when they eat, because they have it in their awareness that this is bhog. And if you could teach this much to somebody, you have already done your task of making somebody happy. So this is something that Baba tells us. And then today Baba tells us that have humility. Just like Brahma Baba has humility, Shiv Baba has humility. Don't have arrogance. And when somebody has arrogance, the first thing they do is, why should I do something? Arrogance makes you feel privileged, and you think that I do not need to do anything. But in Sangam Yuga, the law says you get as much as you do. And never think, I don't need to do this. I'm entitled enough to not do this. Because if you don't do anything, you don't get anything. And arrogance makes you feel that, I don't need to do, I don't need to meditate so much. I don't need to do seva. I don't need to wash dishes. I don't need to participate in any seva. I am entitled. But no, if you think you are that entitled today, then you are only robbing yourself of the blessings and benefits of seva. So Baba says arrogance in this case, in this manner, it finishes your fortune. And you see, Brahma Baba showed so much humility. Brahma Baba, the quality of Brahma Baba was that Brahma Baba never told children to do something without doing it first. And that is why Brahma Baba created his fortune and also created the fortune of so many others. But you know what we try to do? We try to tell other people what to do, but we don't do it ourselves, because we think that, I don't need to do it, I am privileged, I am entitled, but the other person must do it. But nobody is so privileged that you don't need to create your fortune. And Baba says in Sangam Yuga, whatever effort you do, whatever seva you do, you are creating your fortune. So never think you are entitled enough to not create your fortune. The time for creation of fortune is now. And never let arrogance shroud your intellect so much that you won't do it. And you see that even if you have 10 people working for you, cook in Baba's remembrance, offer bhog. Even if you don't need to work in Baba's remembrance, and send something out of that work, some money, something that you get out of that work into Baba's Bhandari, into Baba's, yajna. And Baba says that you need to create your fortune and not think that you are so entitled that you don't need to do anything. And you see, Brahma Baba had so many children, Brahma Baba, if he wanted, he could just sit in the corner and order, could he not? And all the children would do it. But Brahma Baba never did that. You know, when Brahma Baba had to say something, let's say Brahma Baba once said that, you know, we would make lapsi. Lapsi is a sweet dish that you make out of dalia. So Brahma Baba said, can we make lapsi for everybody? And then the Bhandari, the one who was entrusted with the task of making bhog, she knew that the dalia has not been cleaned. So, you know, there's a lot of cleaning that has to happen, and it was already night. And then the lapsi had to be made in the morning. So then what did Brahma Baba do? Brahma Baba himself started cleaning the dalia. And then what happened? All the children came and they took trays and everybody cleaned, and in 1 hour the whole dalia was cleaned. The whole, you know, sack was cleaned. And this is how, you know, Brahma Baba made everybody do something by showing his humility. And look at Shiv Baba. Shiv Baba comes from the soul world. Shiv Baba doesn't go inspire us and make us do stuff. Shiv Baba comes, speaks. Every day he says, sweet children, whether we listen or not, every day he would give a murli. And he would say, you know, namaste to children also. So that kind of humility Baba has. So Baba says, when both your fathers are so humble, you don't have to be arrogant. Never think that this work is beneath me or I can't do this, especially when it comes to seva. Always think that it's my responsibility to do seva, me first in seva. Okay, Om Shanti.